Welcome back, everybody. Here we are in match 3. Let's go ahead and get started. See what we got here. Alright. Don't have any black mana, but with Silkwrap, and if we do find a single any mana, we'll have Stasis Snare. If we find some black, we'll have Oath of Liliana, and then we've got Sorin to look forward to later. This one's a little tough. On the play, I would almost certainly keep this on the draw, I think, but on the play, it seems like it's just a little too risky. Chances that we either just don't find any land and slowly die, or we find some, not enough land, we find some higher cost things like Starfields and Languishes that we can never cast. I think I have to actually mulligan this, but it's very close. I really wouldn't fault anyone for keeping it, but I'm going to go ahead and try and do a little bit better. Alright, this one I think we can definitely keep. And Evolving Wilds on top. That'll do just fine. So there's nothing that we really need to sequence our lands for, so I'll just go ahead and fetch up a Swamp next turn. Play Evolving Wilds for now. And next turn we'll have access to either of the Oaths, Stasis Snare, or Anguished Unmaking. Is this the Thermo Alchemist deck by any chance? Ooh, it looks like it is. Okay. So I've heard of this. Heard tale of the blue-red Alchemist deck that plays a lot of burn spells, and I think Collective Defiance it might be the red one. Makes you like shuffle your hand back into your deck, nasty things like that. So unfortunately I think a lot of these cards are going to be fairly useless. The Snare, Unmaking, and Oath. Since our opponent didn't have a turn 2 Alchemist, we likely won't get to cast them. I think I'm just going to play Oath of Jace for now, try and find some action, and possibly discard some of these removal spells. Okay, so there are lands, and getting up to Sorin, I guess, counts as action. So I'm going to actually hang on to the Anguished Unmaking, get rid of the Oath, I think get rid of the Stasis Snare. Don't need to deal with creatures just yet, and Unmaking can hit Fevered Visions, which, since we have so many cards in hand, we don't really have a clean way of dealing with. So I think that I need to hold on to the Unmaking for that, specifically. And there it is. So our opponent's going to get to draw a card off of it. We, unfortunately, will not, because I don't want to take the 2 damage. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and play that and deal with it now. And then next turn we can just activate the Vent if we so choose. I guess we could play Starfield and try and pressure our opponent that way. We already have one Oath out. We can get another one. And Stasis Snare if he has a creature here. But we'll see. We're already down to 11. Opponent gonna pass with a counterspell up, maybe? So he has Spell Mastery now. Perhaps he's holding up like a Fiery Temper, or the other one, Fiery Impulse, to kill my Shambling Vent, which I definitely don't want to happen. So I think I'm just gonna play the Starfield, even though it doesn't really do a whole lot. I don't want to play my all my untapped lands just yet. I want to be able to cast Sorin. Okay, he's just going to unsubstantiate. That's perfectly fine with me. I guess he could have done that too. Bounced my Shambling Vent back to hand, which would be obnoxious. I just wanted to play a creature so I can slam Sorin and minus on him. Does not look to be the case, however. Okay, so we could play the Starfield again. Could play Sorin and start plussing him. I think I do want to do that, actually, so I'm going to take a hit off of the Fevered Visions, but that's okay. And then I can minus Sorin later to potential. Oh, okay, we found an Anguished Unmaking to deal with that. Painfully, but we'll deal with it. We find the Languish. Our opponent actually just went for the Sorin, so maybe he's going to try and kill him now. That's fine with me. It's taking. Either way, we either use Sorin to gain life, or we divert damage from the Fevered Visions to him. Either way, I survive. If I can start attacking with Shambling Vent to counteract the Fevered Visions, that'd also be great. This is like it might be that Escalate, Collective Defiance maybe. Have me discard my hand and deal like 3 damage to me or something. Looks like our opponent is deciding. Perhaps he wants to use the discard hand ability on himself, actually. There it is. Alright, he targeted us with both, so we took 3 and we lost our Starfield and Unmaking. So I don't think we actually have a way of dealing with Fevered Visions anymore. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I can play Lunar Force and attack with the Vent. That seems fine to me. Let's just keep plussing Sorin for now. And let's see what we can do. Just gain some life with the Vent. Lunar Force to counter anything our opponent does. Probably just a relatively useless burn spell or something. Can only target creatures maybe. Fiery Impulse. Play, I guess he wouldn't want to kill his own Thermo Alchemist, so we'll see what happens. Lunar Force should be pretty good when our opponent only has 4 mana. If we had a Starfield out, it'd be even better. What are we hoping to draw? Can just keep trying to kill our opponent with Sorin and the Shambling Vent. Finding another Lunar Force to replace this one, no doubt, or Starfield. Either way, I think we'd be happy. Oh, I would have rather him played the Alchemist there. He just wants to break my Lunar Force. Oath, not going to do much. But another one will. Go ahead and play it. Just like we drew it up. If I plus Sorin and I find a land, or a Starfield, I might just play that. Otherwise, I'm going to attack with the Vent. Could also minus Sorin. I'm just going to plus him for now. Another Lunar Force, sure. Guess we're just going to attack, though. No need to hold up Grasp or anything. No need for redundant Lunar Forces. Okay, there's the Fiery Impulse. Ooh, if he's got another Fiery Impulse, that's a little scary. Looks like he does. Oof, okay. That's painful. Very painful. We're at 6, so if our opponent has like 2 burn spells, we're in big trouble. Otherwise, I'm going to start using Sorin on himself, to gain some life now. There's one. He's got another Incendiary Flow, and he will be dead. Looks like he doesn't. Okay. Don't need a basic. So this is really painful, but I think I have to do it. Let's go ahead and gain as much life as possible. And then I think we're just going to try and like Ruinous... Can't even target anything with Ruinous Path, actually. Oh boy. Alright, let's cast the Lunar Force for now. See if that provokes anything, like Unsubstantiate maybe. Either way, it does not look very promising. Okay, so we have a Lunar Force, which means we can use Sorin now to gain 6 life, go to 9, but how do we win at that point? Honestly, it could be better just to plus Sorin. So we know our opponent does not have a 2-mana burn spell, or we would have used it last turn or just killed us with it. Could have an Unsubstantiate to break the Lunar Force and then kill us next turn. We're going to be going to 1 off of the Fevered Visions. You know, I think I actually have to take the chance here and just plus Sorin, like into Sorin or something. Try and kill him that way. Okay, Starfield helps a bit. And now I can actually play that. And yeah, there's no haste thing to worry about to hold up grass, and I can't gain life otherwise, so Starfield it is. If our opponent doesn't have double burn spell, or just any burn spell and something else he can use to trigger the Lunar Force, then I think we will win next turn off of Sorin and Starfield. Oh, or just an Exquisite Firecraft to uncounterably kill us. That also makes sense. So, Exquisite Firecraft makes kind of a joke of Lunar Force, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. Okay, so maybe I should have just used Sorin. I wouldn't have found the Starfield, however, but I guess gaining life was the right call there. So we're definitely bringing in Duresses and Transgress the Mind. Also, I think Summary Dismissal, Gates and Dispel. Of course, Linvala. Seems like I'm actually pretty well set up against this deck. Cards we do not need. I don't want to take out take out all of my Silkwraps, because then I won't be able to deal with the Thermo Alchemists, and if he has Jace or whatever other creature thing in the ice, maybe. I think I can afford to take out the Languishes and Outburst, however. Definitely take out Oath of Liliana, I think, and perhaps Ruinous Path. Maybe keep one in case there is a Jace that I can't counter, or a Chandra or something. We can probably do better than that. And just maybe one Grasp of Darkness. Silkwrap is nice in that it cannot be countered by Dispel, but it is sorcery speed, which is unfortunate. But I think this is just about the best we can do. I don't think we need to worry about tokens too much for Virulent Plague or Wasteland Strangler or anything like that. Yeah, I think this will suffice for now. We'll go ahead and try and run this back, and hopefully we can do better than we did last game. Stay tuned, everyone. Hey again, everyone. Here we are. Let's go ahead and take the play once more, and that seems like a keepable hand. We've got the Oath to discard Silkwrap if it's not needed. We've got a Negate and Ob Nixilis to painfully draw some cards later. But if we can get an ultimate off, then we just survive and inevitably win. So we're going to need to have untapped mana on turn 2. I think that is possible. Just go ahead and play Prairie Stream and then perhaps a Swamp. See what we draw first. If it's a basic land, I'll probably just play Swamp. And it is a basic. Alrighty, so let's do Swamp and pass. We have Negate up, counter something. Can't play like Fevered Visions or anything. We could play Oath of Jace this turn. Could also just wait, hold up Negate ourselves, or Anguished Unmaking for the Fevered Visions. But I can just do that on my next turn. So I think what I'm going to do is play the basic and just cast Oath of Jace. Probably going to discard Silkwrap in a land or something. Or your opponent's just going to burn us in response. Alright, I meant to tap for blue, so that's a Negate probably. Or Unsubstantiate. That's fine by me. I really don't mind that at all. Next turn, if he plays an Alchemist, can't imagine why he wouldn't play it this turn, unless he drew it just now. I would Silkwrap and hold up Negate, but that won't be necessary. So, opponent unsubstantiated an Oath just to keep us off drawing for a turn. It's curious. I'll go ahead. I'm not going to play a land yet in case I find a Shambling Vent. I'll go ahead and run this Oath into another unsubstantiate or something. Spell Shrivel. Okay. I will not be Oathing of Jace, it seems. Could be worse, I guess. Opponent plays something and then maybe an Ob Nixilis comes down. We're still at a healthy 20. Alright, more land. Unfortunate. I could wait until I have 7 mana so I can Ob Nixilis with Negate backup. I think I might just do that. I don't want to run him into another Spell Shrivel or a Negate unnecessarily. Unfortunately, we can't really do anything about this Fumarole. Anguished Unmaking not being able to hit lands is very sad. Okay, Lunar Force is great though. I will happily play that. So let's, I guess, keep double black up. More so than double white. Opponent's going to cast in response a Spell Shrivel. Could counter that. Or I could wait to draw a land so I can play Ob Nixilis and counter that. I think I will do that. I'll just go ahead and let that through. And I suppose we wait. So I don't mind finding any untapped land next turn. I wouldn't mind finding just about any other spell. Is the opponent going to start attacking us with the Fumarole now? I suppose it's possible. Collective Defiance. Just going to deal 3 to me. That's fine. Another Lunar Force. I guess I will play that. Does opponent have a 3rd Spell Shrivel? Yes, he does. Okay, I guess I'm not countering that. It's possible I should have, but opponent having a, what is that? Exquisite Firecraft kind of makes me look silly. I just cast it next turn, uncounterably dealing with it. I think I'm just going to Anguished Unmaking that thing in the middle of combat or something. Another Fevered Vision, so I could negate this one. But honestly, I don't really mind having... Okay, our opponent only has 1 card left. I could negate this one and then Anguished Unmaking the next. Could even like wait a turn to draw a card off the Fevered Visions, play Ob Nixilis. It's a little painful though. I think I'm just going to negate this one. I don't want to have 2 on the board. And I really want to cast Ob Nixilis, so I'll go ahead and do that. Ooh, can play Linvala as well. Although we won't gain the life because you must have less. It does not say greater than or the same or anything, more than or equal to. So going to have to play Ob Nixilis for now. And represent a Dispel, maybe if I draw one off of Ob Nixilis plus. No matter what I do, I'm taking damage off Fevered Visions, unfortunately. But found a land, so guess probably gonna try and unmake this thing next turn, and now we've actually got less life than our opponent, so we can play Linvala. If that survives, then I think we're in excellent shape. If our opponent just fumarolls us this turn, that would also be acceptable. We only have 1 mana open. Is he going to go after us or Ob Nixilis is the question. Probably us. No, Ob Nixilis. Okay. Excellent work, buddy. I know it's a little uncomfortable, but he's doing an excellent job keeping me alive. So let's go ahead and fetch up an island, I guess. Might want double blue and then some or something for multiple counters. Alright, Dispel is fantastic. I'm just going to plus. Oh, did our opponent not even use the ability? Looks like he didn't. He did not change the Fumarole into a 4/1, so that might actually cost him dearly. Definitely going to play Linvala. Or, it is worth noting also, if your opponent has only 1 life more than you, they can use the Shivan Reef to, even if they're not going to cast anything, to ping themselves for 1 damage. So we can safely hit ourselves, or cast this without him being able to hit himself, and get around that. And I even get to hold up a Dispel next turn. So Linvala will offset the damage from Fevered Visions. We will not get a 3/3 token, unfortunately, but we'll gain the life, which is what really matters here. Although the token would be nice to hold off the Fumarole. I'm going to Shambling Vent even. Opponent has given up on going after Ob Nixilis, it seems. Going after us instead. Is this that Collective Defiance now to make us lose our hand and perhaps deal like 4? Alright, he's going to Fiery Temper us. That is fine. If he wants to redirect it to Ob Nixilis, he doesn't. Okay, nothing else. That's fine with me. Might even just start attacking with Linvala. Although I really wish I had a way to kill the Fumarole. Let's draw first. Okay, Starfield. Might just be on the ultimating Ob Nixilis plan here. Opponent will be drawing lots and lots of cards will be drawn off Fevered Visions. That will kill him very quickly, so I think I'm actually happy to just wait and use Ob Nixilis for victory here. I'm going to go ahead and cast the Lunar Force. I think actually with Summary Dismissal I can beat the uncounterable Firecraft, Exquisite Firecraft. I believe with the Summary Dismissal I will exile it, which gets around countering in the uncounterability clause, and I'll even counter the Lunar Force triggered ability so it won't end itself. I'm going to play the Plains instead of the Shambling Vent for that reason, so that I can Dispel as well. Have Summary Dismissal up and Dispel our opponent's Negate or 4th Spell Shrivel or something insane. Okay, opponent's still going after us. Does he expect to, like, double Firecraft kill us or something? Maybe he'll go after the Ob Nixilis next turn with the Fevered Visions. We will see. Okay, what is this? Going to counter with the Lunar Force. It's got to be a Firecraft if he wants to do anything first. Okay, he's going to draw a card. I will discard Involving Wilds, I suppose. Duress, that's a great one. Opponent's looking for that Firecraft, most likely. Or has it already and is looking for a counter for Summary Dismissal, maybe. Did he find either? Okay, Incendiary Flow targeting me will be countered by Lunar Force. That is acceptable. And now I could actually Anguished Unmaking the Fevered Visions. I really don't... I mean, our opponent could make us redirect the damage to Ob Nixilis. So I'm just going to wait and actually just tear his hand apart, I think, first. So let's go ahead and plus Ob Nixilis. Drawing tons and tons of cards. Let's start with a Duress, first of all. Get a counterspell out of our opponent's hand. Alright, there's the Firecraft. Why didn't he do that first? It's very questionable. I'm not sure what's going on. In that case, I might just go for the Fevered Visions. Our opponent has whatever that guy is. I'm just going to Silkwrap him, the Thermo Alchemist, so sure. I will deal with this. And I could hit for 5, but then I'm taking... Never mind, that's a really bad idea. So let's just pass and hold up Summary Dismissal for whatever our opponent draws. Next turn we Ob Nixilis Emblem and win in short order, I think. Our opponent has to, like, Gyre Reach Sanitarium into some serious action or something. And, like, top deck multiple counters, maybe. Okay, activate Ephemeral, that is acceptable. Got something else. The other Ephemeral? Okay, so maybe he is forced to attack Ob Nixilis now. Knows that I can't Grasp of Darkness him. But he's going to throw away one Ephemeral, I'm okay with that. Could have used the Summary Dismissal to counter the second Ephemeral activating, but I really don't care. So he's all out right now trying to win. So let's go ahead and block one of them. And I could even... never mind, there wouldn't be any reason to Summary Dismissal because it is free to use the switch ability. So he's going to transform that one, and I go to 2. Alright, so I could plus Ob Nixilis, go to 1, doesn't seem necessary. I think we're just going to try and win off of the emblem now. I could even play Sorin and minus to gain a bunch of life. I could activate the Vent first. What do we want to do? How do we just prevent death? The only way we really die, I think, is to an uncounterable Firecraft and a counter. So as long as I have Dismissal and Dispel, I think I'll be okay. Could also Starfield 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have enough mana to do both. That seems fine to me. I'm just going to wait with the Linvala. Opponent is taking essentially 4 damage a turn, even more if he tries to do some tricky business with drawing cards. See what we got. Gyre Reach Sanitarium actually deals 4 damage to him, interestingly, whenever a player draws a card. But yeah, if we survive, then we've got Starfield recurring Lunar Forces, and we can play Sorin next turn just in case our opponent has multiple Firecrafts or something. Ooh, he's fearlessly just going to go for it, and Emblem, take it happily. Another Sorin, sure, I'll take that. Get rid of a Silkwrap, I guess. Our opponent could now play his, no, never mind. I was going to say he could play the Alchemist, but he just discarded it, so that's not the case. Opponent has to have double Firecraft. He's already used 1. I think that's the only way we can lose here. Alright, Collective Defiance, he just wants to kill us with it. And I can't dispel that. That's kind of scary. I will go ahead and counter that. And hope he doesn't have a Firecraft. Or another one of those, actually. I realize that will also kill us. Dispel is not going to do it. The opponent really find exactly... Okay, Fevered Visions we can beat. That would have been nuts if he had found exactly what he needed off of the Gyre Reach Sanitarium. So we're dead to this. Except I don't know if we even are, because the Fevered Visions is going to just kill him. We're going to draw a card right now, and then Linvala is lethal. Sure. Just going to attack him. And that will do it, so... very interesting game there. I guess we could have played that better. I probably didn't need to do the Starfield. I could have just played Sorin. I would have had 1 less mana, so I couldn't both Dispel and Dismissal, so I was a little nervous. But just playing Sorin and then like -4ing on Linvala, or -5ing on himself to gain a bunch of life was probably the right line there. And just inevitably waiting out the emblem. But here we are. Alright, so those lands are a little nasty. Grasp of Darkness might be necessary to deal with them. Probably much better than a Silkwrap, on second thought. I probably should have realized that the last game, that Grasp hits the man land, Silkwrap does not. They both hit, what is it called? Thermo Alchemist, so. Okay. Stasis Snare also hits them, and there's just really not a whole lot else I would consider bringing in except Wasteland Stranglers to attack a bit more. I think we are okay the way we are, though. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as it is and kind of just hope and pray that we get a serviceable hand in Game 3. So let's hope that we do, and we can ride that to victory. Stay tuned, everybody. Hello, everyone. Here we are, Game 3 of Match 3, and finally we are on the draw. Had to play both Games 1 and 2, having lost the first one, of course. So, opponent has a very scary deck. We have to be very careful with what we keep. So having 3 counterspells is kind of appealing, also a Silkwrap to deal with a random Thermo Alchemist or something, but no blue mana is relatively scary. We've got, like, what, 8 dual lands that tap for blue. We have 1 island and 4 Evolving Wilds to fetch it. So altogether that's 13 out of 52. That's just a little under a quarter of a chance to draw a blue every turn. Can we find one by turn 3? I think the odds are not terrible, but even then, if we do find blue, we're just kind of durdling and waiting. So I'm going to go ahead and mulligan. And I like an opener that has multiple lands and an Oath of Jace. That's usually fairly keepable. Starfield I do not need just yet. Hopefully we don't get spell shriveled again on turn 3. Alright, we even have double basics now. I'm going to find the plains off of this. Play plains and then swamp, and then we've got untapped Sunken Hollows. Our opponent's still not doing anything, so that's kind of nice. Find the plains. And pass. Okay, there's the Starfield. Have one after all. If our opponent taps out for a Fevered Visions, probably just going to play the Oath. Could unmake it. Opponent's just going to hold up Spell Shrivel, most likely. Guess I could just play Shambling Vent. Just going to wait. Opponent's not doing much either. Good end of turn, burn us. Fiery Temper, ouch. We can activate the Shambling Vent, that doesn't seem that great. Getting it killed is a little questionable. Is this perhaps the escalated, you lose your hand and take 3 damage? Looks like it is. Okay. So he took away all of our lands, including our blue ones. Alright, I was not expecting that. That is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Okay, I wish I'd played the Sunken Hollow instead of the Vent now. Yeah, just gonna Duress and Transgress, I guess. Okay. So 2 Fiery Tempers and 2 Firecrafts. Well, I guess I will take those. Definitely don't want to Duress a Fiery Temper when your opponent has a red mana open. But sure. If we find any land, I guess... Well, that might have been an argument to take the Fiery Tempers, so that we could, if we find any land, activate the Vent. Because now our opponent can just Fiery Temper it. Opponent has 2 Fiery Tempers in hand, he's just going to burn us right now. Oh, he's got the Fumarole. Oh, that's even worse. I do have the Stasis Snare, but this is just 4 damage right now. That's quite a bit, actually. We already know our opponent has 6 points of burn in hand, and I don't have anything. So, yeah. Losing our hand was kind of nasty, actually. Surprised it worked out so well for our opponent. This would be nice, though, if he just activate... Oh, found a Tormenting Voice. How much I would love to negate that. Probably gonna find a land and just double temper us. Finds a mountain. Nope. Okay, another Fumarole. It's pretty scary, too. And more uncastables. Okay. GG, I would think. I don't know how we're going to get out of this with all this blue that we can't cast. Here comes 1 Fumarole. Oh, no. Just going to keep on burning. So I guess losing the, whatchamacallits, Firecrafts was worth it. Okay, we haven't lost our island, so technically we can still have a blue source next turn off Evolving Wilds. So I'm just going to activate the Fumarole and swing with it. Not dead yet, but quite close. We'll let our opponent have his fun. Okay, there he goes. He activates it. Guess we fire this out. Hope he doesn't have Negate. He does not. Alright. Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot to crack that. Okay. Well, I think we were dead anyway, unless okay, I'm gonna feel really dumb if I if I Oath of Jace into like a Grasp of Darkness, because that's pretty much the only out to this guy. I can't stop it with a Lunar Force, even. So I kind of just have to hope our opponent doesn't attack with the Fumarole. There's no 1-mana card I could fetch up with the Oath of Jace, and that would seal my fate. Hopefully our opponent doesn't go for it. Then again, he probably will. Yeah. Alright, well, that's my mistake. I apologize, everyone. Should have cracked this Evolving Wilds, and that way I could have played the Oath into something, maybe. Oh, never mind. I'm not dead yet. I have my Vent I can activate. Totally forgot about that. Okay. Let's go to blocks. And goodbye, Shambling Vent. Okay. Opponent only has 1 card in hand. It's not over yet. We do need an instant speed answer to this Fumarole. Opponent's gotten 3 of them. His top 20 cards. Alright, do we need double white in case we find the other Vent, the other Stasis Snare? Do we need double blue in case we find Dismissal? That doesn't sound very good. Alright, I'm going to go for the white. Let's see what we find. Linvala, okay. So if I play Lunar Force, it doesn't really accomplish much. I think I have to Oath into more land. And maybe like Swamp, Grasp of Darkness or something. Resolves. Okay, there's the Swamp and some Prairie Stream. So we do get to cast Linvala next turn, most likely. I think I can afford to get rid of the Silkwrap. And I think I can afford to get rid of a Stream, perhaps. Or do I just want to have as much land as possible? I'll get rid of 1. And then I guess I actually should play the Prairie Stream to counter something with Negate. Better than representing a Grasp of Darkness that I don't have. Opponent could hit us for 4. Okay. If you can't counter the Linvala, we might be in decent shape, actually. Got a burn spell? I would be okay with that, actually. He's gonna pass. Okay, there's the Grasp, actually. So maybe, let's see, we could have 6 mana. It's enough to play Lunar Force and hold up Grasp. It's enough to Grasp and Negate. What kills me if I play Linvala? I'm definitely going to gain 5 life. There's no instant speed burn he can cast, no Fiery Temper. He could kill me if he... 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. He would kill me if he had, like, Unsubstantiate to bounce Linvala and a Fiery Temper. Not Fire, the uncounterable one in the future. This is probably going to make or break our game. I think I have to go with Linvala here. Can hold off the Fumarole. Can't die to 2 burn spells unless one of them deals 4, such as a Firecraft. We have already taken away 2 of those. I'm going to go ahead and play the Linvala. Shouldn't be able to counter it unless he's got Clash of Wills, but yeah, going up to 7 life. Okay, okay. I was ready to give up. Turns out it's not over just yet. It's likely over, but I'm not giving up just yet. Fevered Visions, that's going to be tough to deal with. We gotta like empty our hand somehow, and that's not very easy to do with only 6 mana and a bunch of counters and whatnot. Starfield can recur, another Starfield and an Oath. Could play Sorin, start plussing. Could play Oath. I don't want to draw more cards. I can't avoid the Fevered Visions. I really want to have a Negate up. I don't think I can though. Opponent's drawing multiple cards a turn is kind of scary too. Could have a Spell Shrivel here. I think I have to go with the Starfield. If it gets countered, it gets countered, but it's either that or Sorin. Interesting, interesting. I gotta go with the Starfield, I think. I'm under pressure here. I gotta win fast, if at all. He's gonna counter it, though. Almost certainly. Or just burn me out. Hit me with a Fiery Temper, take 2 from Fevered Visions, and then any burn spell finishes me. Opponent is having some trouble casting, though. Yeah, if this was a Dispel or something, the Lunar Force would feel a lot better. Spell Shrivel, yep, can't stop that. Not dead yet. Maybe we find a Dispel off of the Fevered Visions. Silkwrap, not the same. Sorin can technically gain some life. Potentially. Nope. Down to 1. Gotta play Sorin now and get life off of that before the Fevered Visions just kills me. If our opponent's holding up a Spell Shrivel, it does not look good. Oh, he just drew a burn spell. Fiery Temper or something. Oh, why couldn't that have been a Dispel? 1 mana short, so I guess we should have played maybe, I wanted to empty my hand, so Oath of Jace doesn't seem right. Opponent's got us, though.